Welcome to Golden Rules Consulting Services. We break down business, energy, and geopolitics in simple language for people who actually want to understand what's happening. If you want serious analysis without complicated jargon, you are in the right place. Something big is happening in America's energy market. Coal is piling up, natural gas is flooding the system, solar is booming, and somehow your electricity bill is still rising. How? Because America's energy market is no longer one story. It is 4 battles happening at the same time. And every one of them affects your wallet. Start with coal. America still produces huge amounts of it, but power plants are burning much less. Electric power coal consumption is expected to fall about 10% this year. Meanwhile, supply keeps coming. So inventories grow. Coal stockpiles at U.S. power plants are expected to reach roughly 120 to 123 million short tons, about 12% higher than last year. Think of warehouses full of products nobody wants. That is coal right now. Not dead, but clearly losing. Now natural gas. Completely different story. In early 2026, lower 48 marketed gas production averaged around 117 billion cubic feet per day, roughly 4% higher than last year. Permian production is up about 6%. Haynesville is also up around 6%. America is producing gas at extraordinary scale. So prices should collapse. But they are not. Because this is no longer just a domestic market. Gas storage ended winter above the 5-year average at roughly 1,900 billion cubic feet. By October, inventories could exceed 4,000 billion cubic feet. But here is the twist. America is exporting LNG aggressively. Golden Pass shipped its first cargo. Corpus Christi expanded. The U.S. now has roughly 9 LNG export terminals. That means American gas is now global. Europe wants it. Asia wants it. And American consumers compete too. Now the wild card, the Strait of Hormuz. One of the world's most critical oil choke points. When markets feared disruption, Brent crude surged above $130 per barrel. That was not just an oil story. It was an energy shock. Because when global fuel markets panic, everything reprices. Gas sentiment shifts. Electricity expectations rise. And eventually, households feel it. Now your wallet. Natural gas is America's largest electricity fuel source. So when gas prices move, electricity usually follows. Henry Hub is expected around $3.50 per MMBTU this year. Not extreme, but high enough to matter. And summer makes it worse. More cooling demand. More grid stress. Higher consumer costs. Now electricity. Total U.S. electricity demand is expected near 4,250 billion kilowatt-hours this year. Summer residential and commercial demand could rise around 3%. Why? More air conditioners. More AI data centers. More cooling demand. More pressure on the grid. Residential electricity prices are expected to rise around 5%, with the East Coast likely seeing the sharpest increases. This is where your wallet gets hit. But not every story is bad. Solar may be the biggest long-term winner. Utility-scale solar generation is expected to rise roughly 17%. At the same time, energy-related carbon emissions are expected to fall around 2.2%. Coal is losing. Solar is scaling. Economics are shifting. This transition is increasingly financial, not political. So connect the dots. Coal still exists, but demand is falling. Gas production is booming, but exports globalize pricing. Electricity demand is rising, and consumers pay more. Solar is growing fast and reshaping the future. Same country. Same economy. For very different energy stories. So what do you think? Is coal finished? Will LNG exports keep gas expensive? Could another global shock send prices even higher? Has your electricity bill already started climbing? Drop your answer in the comments. Because this is not abstract policy. This is your money. If you want America's energy market explained simply every week, like, comment, subscribe. Because at Golden Rules, we simplify the numbers that shape your world.